Welcome to the Glowword IT Solution podcast. Here you will get to hear audio describing the information that is shared in our latest blogs. And today's topic is how to reduce ReactJS app maintenance cost. So, here we begin. Building a ReactJS project is simple, and because of its performance, virtual component, appealing components, reusability, and simplicity, it is gaining popularity by the day, but it may quickly become complex. We've been constructing React apps for a while now, and our clients frequently inquire about post-development solutions and ReactJS app upkeep charges. Now, consider the customer's point of view, as they have invested a significant amount of time and money. They also have to pay for maintenance, making it appear expensive. Also, while writing this, we came across multiple publications in which several business leaders expressed their terrible experience of spending more time on React app maintenance than on app creation. React app maintenance can be pricey for a variety of reasons. Let's examine those factors affecting ReactJS app maintenance cost in greater depth. Maintaining ReactJS applications can be expensive. While the library is not solely to blame for the cost hike, it does play a significant role. Here are a few variables that contribute to the high cost of ReactJS web apps. The first variable that contribute to the high cost of ReactJS web apps of our list is complexity of application. The cost of React app maintenance is similarly related to the application's complexity. If your program has fundamental functions, you don't need to complicate it by adding features that aren't necessary. As a result, the application's complexity plays a key part in lowering React app maintenance expenses. The second variable is long-term approach. When designing React apps, it helps to think long-term. It may appear pricey at first, but it will save you a bunch of money in the long run. To stay current and meet the user's expectations in the market, you must change features and update items regularly. This approach aids in the formation of a long-term connection with the development business, which aids in the improvement of user experience, application upgrading, and application maintenance. Our third variable is third-party add-ons. Besides the library, third-party add-ons require extensive upkeep, resulting in hefty app updates and upgrade costs. Outdated technology versions, selecting the technological stack and deciding which version of the technologies to employ. Using obsolete technology versions results in more problems and time-consuming bug fixes. Wrong development approach is also one of those that contribute to the high cost of ReactJS web apps. Another item to consider is your development strategy. Whether you want a hybrid app or a native app, it's up to you. Since the same code may be used on multiple platforms, hybrid apps are less expensive. If you're making a native app, on the other hand, you'll need to write code for each platform separately. The JavaScript industry is thriving because of the high demand for hybrid apps. The cost of maintaining a ReactJS project increases if you use the incorrect programming technique when developing it. The sixth one is absence of clear documentation. ReactJS developers find it difficult to maintain the web application without comprehensive documentation since they are unfamiliar with the project structure. Seventh and the last variable is choosing the wrong outsourcing partner. If you are outsourcing or want to hire ReactJS developers, you should look for a country that can provide high-quality work reasonably. Outsourcing partners may drain your budget. With the improper outsourcing business, upgrading the app will be quite expensive. Now that you know what causes ReactJS web applications to be so expensive to develop and maintain, you'll want to cut costs. Let's look at some options for lowering it. The following are some tips for lowering the cost of maintaining a ReactJS app. These solutions are beneficial to individuals who are trying to construct an app from the ground up and those who currently have a developed app and are searching for ways to reduce maintenance costs. Let's have a look at them. The first step is create responsive design. If they don't create a mobile-friendly design, the ReactJS development team is on the wrong track. ReactJS web applications must use responsive design to save money on creating a separate mobile website. A mobile-friendly strategy simplifies the process of integrating CSS into an application. If you don't want to do it yourself, you'll need to hire ReactJS developers. Your website will be mobile-friendly from the beginning if you hire a ReactJS development company. While a mobile-first strategy is critical, your web application can eventually be converted to a responsive design. Ensure quality of code falls under the second step that will help in reducing ReactJS app maintenance cost. The very first step is to gain a thorough understanding of ReactJS's code. The emphasis should then shift to producing high-quality code. The initial cost of clear and exact coding will be high, but it will save money over the long run in terms of maintenance expenditures. Errors are extremely rare in well-written code. Code execution is smooth, takes less time, and, most importantly, is simple to alter. To cut maintenance costs, it's critical to follow the correct coding standards. Badly written code will be tough to understand if you bring on a fresh developer. It would be best to make sure that the developers you have hired have adopted clean coding standards and that all the files are structured identically. Some of the things to keep in mind, especially if you're from a non-technical background, are, there must be no duplicate records. When it comes to indents, there should be no variation. The use of semicolons in the code should be consistent. These are difficult for non-technical people to spot, but the development team can validate them. High-quality code is an important aspect of expanding your project and making it easier for the developer to grasp. Ask for clear documentation. Documentation is an important asset for every developer. When in doubt, ReactJS developers consult the documentation to analyze several variables, including code quality, project progress, and the ability to detect and inspect historical code. By giving a comprehensive image of the whole project, good documentation will minimize the cost of maintaining a ReactJS app. It also simplifies the process of project planning. The documentation also gives a high-level description of the project structure. Documentation is an absolute must if you want to collaborate with long-term partners. Documentation also makes it easy to hand the project off to other developers. The fourth step is impact of new features. It's important to be cautious while adding new features. Any new feature should be assessed for its influence on your app. Additional functionality can affect the app's functionality, maintenance costs, and performance. There are various ReactJS web application instances where the functionalities have increased the cost of developing the application. It is critical to assess the impact of features and their requirement for maintenance expenses. Every new feature introduced to the program will result in an extra layer of code, resulting in unnecessary expenditures. Our fifth step is third-party integration. Using third-party packages to save money on app maintenance without losing quality is a good way to save money. If you have a limited budget, freelancing developers might help you save money. Any narrative, like any other, has two sides, and third-party add-ons are no exception. Take care to look over the third-party add-ons packages and updates. Outsourcing the project to a ReactJS development company without first knowing maintenance can result in more costs, time, and effort. Maintenance support is the sixth step that we have on our list. Several suppliers skip the maintenance phase after the ReactJS web apps are finished and deployed. The following are some of the important factors to remember. Vulnerabilities always exist, regardless of thorough testing. Bugs can be fixed with frequent updates, patches for security, among others. It is easier for IT developers to locate and solve faults. The most recent version of ReactJS is recommended. The last step is proper testing. Any development cycle requires thorough testing. You can avoid minor to big difficulties, which might even cause your app to crash. It is strongly advised to test immediately after completing modest stages since waiting until the finish might be harmful. It is a prudent investment to prevent the worst-case situation of spending more money on maintenance charges. As a result, having an automated testing system saves you time and effort that you may put into other aspects. So, till now we learnt about the factors affecting ReactJS app maintenance cost, and about the steps to reduce ReactJS app maintenance cost. Reducing ReactJS app maintenance cost is critical for every company. It's important to remember that the ReactJS app maintenance cost may be calculated in two ways. Maintenance can be done on a short-term or long-term basis. It may appear cheaper in the short term, but it will be more expensive in the long run. Let's look at an example to help us better comprehend it. Assume you've created a React application and want to go with a development business for 6 months of short-term maintenance since it's less expensive. However, if React releases a new version after 6 months, migrating the React project without expert assistance would be tough. But your maintenance model should be determined by your company's needs. However, a long-term approach is recommended for applications. Thanks for listening. For more such informative content, keep following our podcast.